Well, how's it going today, folks? I hope you're all doing really good. Well, it's time to put a new set of strings on the old telly here. I broke the treble E string, and these ones got a bunch of bumps and, like divots on the back side of the strings from where they've hit the frets. I don't really like brand new strings. I like them to be kind of broke in, and, it is what it is. But once they get dents on the back sides of the strings, they really won't stay in tune that well, and you got to fight with it constantly. So we got to get some strings on the telly. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so in our last video, or two, I should say, I was working on this pickup revoicing tool, pedal, or module, or whatever you want to call it. And I've seen guys house these in a stomp box. I kind of wanted a desktop version, so I had this old Sears silvertone desktop radio, and everything was removed inside, so I figured I'd mount this thing in there. So what we basically have here is this. You can plug your guitar into one of two jacks. It really doesn't matter because they're wired directly to each other. In any case, you can plug your guitar into one and then come out of the other one and into your amplifier, okay? And when this little switch is off, which that's hooked to this rotary switch, we'll get to that in a second. So if we plug our guitar in, we get a signal that comes through right directly into the cord, into the amp. Now, I've got a circuit in the back here, if you will. When I flip this toggle switch on, it engages it. What we have here is a rotary switch. It's a single pole, single throw, 12 gang. So there's 12 positions that you can turn this dial. And what I did was I soldered some wires to the switch itself, 12 short wires, okay? I put a connector on each one of them. And then I took a ground wire off one of the jacks and made some grounding strips here with some 5 gang connectors. That one's kind of kicked up. Anyway, those have some short wires on them as well. What it allows me to do is put a capacitor in between them, and the switch is numbered, so you're able to tell which capacitor you're on when you turn this dial. And I do have these numbered as well. So like I said, what it allows me to do is to clip a capacitor in there without soldering it. And if it's something that's not going to work for me, I can just unclip it, remove it, put it back in its, home where it came from, and put a different value in there. Okay, so when this switch is down, again, it's just directly passing through there. It's all passive, and then it goes right to the amp. And this whole thing is passive. There's no battery needed. Now, I did add a battery to mine because I wanted to illuminate it. So I got some green LEDs in here. Okay, and basically it's just for the vibe, so you can kind of see the radio dial and whatever. And that's a 9-volt battery hooked to it with a switch. Pretty simple to do. I'll go through the layout of this for you guys now that I've got it built. Now, there was a few videos that I had shot previously to this, and that's why I haven't posted any. I was changing my design as I went when I worked on this, so I didn't want to post a video of something that I had changed in the design, okay? Now, I'm not done with it. I need to make some sort of a numbered ring around here. I did put a knob on it that was numbered, but it only went to 10, and I've got 12, which, I could have made some extra marks or whatever on it. Something like this here, okay? And I may go back to that, but in any case, it's all finished pretty much. I may add a second dial in here, or 12 gang switch on the other side, with, completely different values than this side. And what I'm going to have to do is keep a notebook so I know what value capacitors are on each pole of the switch. I know it sounds really confusing, but once you get that right, you really don't have to mess with it too much. Okay, so this is the first test run I've done with this, really. And I've only got one capacitor hooked up on one of the poles. I'm just trying to see if it works. So in any case, I can already hear it getting louder, when I shut it off. I'm just going to kind of check out this one capacitor that I have in there. It's a 470 nanofarad. Usually guitar cabs microfarad, but I figured this would be an extreme difference so I could really tell if it works, because sometimes some capacitors may not change the sound a lot. And I gotta start somewhere, and this is gonna take a lot of experimentation, but we'll see what happens. So when this switches down, it's just directly from jack to jack into the amp. I can already hear it's loud. Okay, now when I engage this switch, that includes this circuit with the capacitor that I've added. So let's see what that does. It really muffles it, and okay, that's with that capacitor. Here's without it. Really bright. Engage that one. It really decreased the volume too. Now I'm still hooked to my tone pot in the amp as well, so that makes a difference. So if you put it directly to those wires that are going to your tone pot and kind of exclude that, you could do it with a switch as well, and then you got a direct link to the pickup and right to the capacitor. So I need to mess around with this and do some experimentation. I'll load it up with 12 different capacitors and see where it takes me. Anyway, it was a fun little project, and it is something that I'm going to use because I do have some guitars that have two pickups or multiple pickups, and they're not really balanced well as far as volume and even the tone or cloudiness of the pickup itself. So this will allow me to mess around with some of this stuff. I think it would be a fun thing to do, and it will be useful. Like I said, I can dial in a guitar so both pickups are close to each other in volume and whatnot. When you switch to a neck position, it's real fat, and then you go back to the bridge position, it really thins out, gets sharp. It's got a lot of bite in some cases, so this could help by adding, a capacitor in between there and the pot that it's hooked to. So it's been quite a journey. I think it's kind of cool mounting it in this little clock radio. And, again, it's something I can just set on the bench. I don't have to kneel down to change the settings on it if it's in a stomp box. Maybe it's just because I'm getting old and I don't want to do that anymore. So this will work good for me. I can set it right on the bench and experiment to my heart's content. All right, folks. Well, thank you for watching. I'm going to load this up eventually and experiment a little bit, like I said. And I'll get back to you on this, and we'll do another video on it. Okay, thanks again. We'll see you guys real soon. Be good. Okie doke.